Okay, so the topic today is collecting data. So we're going to be practicing certain types of data collection tools that help you put together a lot of numbers and come up with what it means. So when you do a data study, you have to consider, is the group of people you've surveyed a good group to represent everybody or not? And where you do a survey makes a difference. So with example 1, it says people entering Columbia Center were asked what they like about shopping at a mall versus at individual smaller stores. So again, when you're asking yourself, is this a good sample? Remember, a good sample is a small group that represents a larger population. So the thing is, though, if you're holding a survey about liking malls at a mall, there's a high chance that the people you talk to are going to like malls because they're at the mall. So this is not a good sample. And the reason is that people are at the mall, so it's biased. They have a bias, which means they tend to value malls. So that's not a good sample. Would there be a better place to survey? Well, you'd have to come up with some kind of a neutral location, somewhere that wasn't probably mall shopping or small store shopping. So one of them might be like the post office. You know, you survey people at the post office. I think the post office and the DMV are probably some of the least biased areas because everybody has to go to the same post office. Everybody has to go to the DMV. So they're a really good place to do surveys because you get a wide variety of people. All right, let's look at another one. To plan for the next school dance, 5 RHS students were asked their favorite music. Okay, so was it a good sample? So as far as like who they surveyed, would surveying RHS students be a good sample of the school of RHS students? Probably, but what's the problem with the people they surveyed? There's only 5, yeah, that's way too small. I mean, all 5 people could say, we like rap only. And that probably wouldn't represent the school. So is it a sample? As far as like who the people are, yes, but as far as how many, 5 is not enough. So no, this would not be a good sample. There's not enough people. And you know, you would want more like 100 or 200 people to survey, and that would be a better representative of the whole school at large. All right, better place to survey? No, I think if you're at Richland High and you want to know what music Richland High students listen to, probably a good indicator. So I think the location was good. So on your homework, they're going to ask you, is it a good sample? Why or why not? And how could you fix it if it isn't? All right, organizing data. A frequency table is used for counting how often something happens. A frequency table is often used to compare categories. When you are doing surveys of a large number of people, it helps sometimes to use tally marks to keep track. And tally marks are marks in groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one goes from corner to corner for easy counting. It's easier to count by 5s. So those are your tally marks for counting. Now, there's a second kind of frequency table we're going to do called a cumulative frequency table. Cumulative means all together. And so what it does is it shows each frequency added to, oh, there's other word too, added to previous frequencies. Which results in a total count of the data, like how many pieces of data should, and it's a good way to check yourself and make sure that you haven't missed a number, because the total at the end should be how many pieces of data you recorded. All right, flip this over. Example, a museum featured a musical laser show. The following table shows the number of people who attended each of the shows. Make a frequency table and a cumulative frequency table of the data. So we have this data, lots of shows. So when you're picking your categories, in the case of numbers, it doesn't have to be numbers, by the way, it can be other things, but in the case of numbers, you want to look for the lowest first. So the lowest number on here is 22. And then the highest number, you have a 92, you have a 98. So when you pick your categories, you want to make sure you've got at least 5 to 10 categories. It's going to be no good if it's only like 3 or 4 categories. That means your spaces are too big. So if we're at the 20s, there's nothing below 20. We could do 20 to 29, and then 30 to 39. We're writing these in. 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 categories. So that's a good category. If it was only like 4 categories, you might consider going by 5s, like 20 to 24, 25 to 30, go by 5s. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're going to look at the number, make a tally mark, and cross it off the chart. So we'll do the first row together. 98 is in the 90s, put a tally mark, cross it off. 25 is in the 20s, put a tally mark, cross it off. 88 is in the 80s, put a tally mark, cross it off. 92 is in the 90s, put a tally mark, cross it off. 38 is in the 30s, put a tally mark, cross it off. And 72 is in the 70s, put a tally mark, cross it off. All right, I want you to go ahead and finish. I want you to go ahead and finish the tallies. Axe, you can't sleep in class. Axe, can't have your head on your desk in class. You can sit and listen. You can nap at lunchtime. All right, you can look up and see how you did. The more times you do this process, the more accurate you get. So in the 20s, there should be a bundle of 5, right? 4 marks, and the 5th one goes across. So the frequency would be 5. In the 30s, it also was 5. You can tell because 4 lines with 1 across, that's 5 people. 40-49 was 5 people. 50 to 59 only has 3 marks. 60 to 69 has only 4 marks. 70 to 79 has 3 marks. 80 to 89 has 5 marks. And 90 to 99 has a bundle of 5 plus 1, which is 6. All right, so of course, the whole purpose of tracking data is what conclusions can you make? Typically, you want to look at like the highest and the lowest numbers. On this chart, probably the highest are these 3 5s and these 2. So at least one of your conclusions would be the highest categories for attendance were, and we can sort of put these 3 5s together. So 20 to 49 people and 80 to 99 people. So it depends on what they're asking. They're going to ask you for conclusions. Typically, you'll do highest, you'll do lowest. Obviously, the lowest would be in the middle. But that's the type of information they'll look at. So let's put the lowest in here. So the lowest categories were the 50 through 79. They're 50 to 79 people. Those were the lowest categories for attendance. So that's all they want for conclusions, really, is what were the highest, what were the lowest, what was the most popular number of people to attend a show. All right, so now cumulative frequency. We're going to use the same data set. So I want you just to copy the tally marks down. So on 20 to 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30 to 39, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40 to 49, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50 to 59 was only 3. 60 to 69 was 4. 70 to 79 was 3. 80 to 89 was 5. 90 to 99 was 6. So that part of it for a cumulative chart is the same. Exact same as what we did above. Here's where it's different. In a cumulative chart, you take the frequency before it and add the new one to it. So for 20 to 29, we have a frequency of 5 times for that attendance. So then for the next one, you're going to add the next 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. For the 40s, there were 5 of those, so you're going to add 5 again, that's 15. For the 50s, there were only 3, so you're going to add 3. 15 plus 3, 18. For the 60s, you're going to add 4, that would be 22. For the 70s, you're going to add 3, that would be 25. For the 80s, there were 5, so add 5, you get 30. And for the 90s, there were 6, so add 6, you get 36. So 36 is the total number of data. So you look back up at the chart and you go, okay, should I have 36 pieces of data? Well, 6 rows of 6 means there were 36 numbers or 36 data. And that's one way that a cumulative frequency chart can help you, is to total that up and make sure that you've actually tallied correctly. Because especially in a study with thousands of people, you can imagine tallying everything up. It's easy to make a mistake. All right, that is the end of the notes. Are there any questions?